What's going on, guys? FadeitLuie here, bring guys a brand new video. We're gonna be doing a mid-fade on my brother, so stay tuned. We're starting off by creating our first guideline with our Oster octanes, and we're gonna also ball them out with the same clipper. We're going to use our opposite hand to also stretch the skin so it's easier to ball out and the clipper doesn't get stuck between follicles. Now that we're done budding them out, we're going to move on to our 3-guard all the way open and create our silhouette. We're also going to feed the hair into the clipper using the comb and flicking out with our clipper. Now that we're done creating our silhouette, we can move on to our no guard all the way open and create our second guideline. We're also going to use the lever midway and all the way close so if it's erased that initial guideline we created with our octanes. Don't be afraid to stretch the skin with your opposite hand to give you more room to blend. Now that we're done blending out our initial guideline, we can move on to our 1-guard all the way open and create our 3rd guideline. We're also going to use the lever midway and all the way close to help soften up this line and get ready for the 1/2 guard. Now that the line is soft enough, we're going to move on to our 1/2 guard, and this is going to help us connect the no guard all the way open to the 1-guard all the way open. Moving on to our 2-guard all the way open, we're going to create our 4th guideline, and we're also going to flick out as much as possible because we are nearing the silhouette area. This guard is going to help us prepare for the 1.5 guard with its lever. Now that we're done softening up the line with the 2-guard, we can move on to the 1.5 guard and erase it completely. This is going to help us connect the 2-guard all the way open to the 1-guard all the way open. Now we're going to use our previous guards to detail as much as possible and make sure we remove any dark spots. Moving on to our 3-guard all the way open, we're going to go ahead and finish off the silhouette and flick out as much as possible using the comb to feed the hair into the clipper. Using our thinning shears, we're going to go ahead and thin out the silhouette so it can blend into the top hair more perfectly. As you guys can see, we're using the comb to feed the hair into the clipper, and we're also creeping the shears as straight as possible. Before we create our second guideline, we're going to go ahead and debulk with our 3-guard all the way open and flick out near the calic area. Now that we're done debulking, we're going to go ahead and create our second guideline with our no guard all the way open and use the lever to soften up the line, erasing it completely. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Also, check out my live streams. I'm usually streaming every day. Now that we're done blending out our initial guideline, we can move on to our 1-guard all the way open and create our third guideline. We're also going to use the lever midway and all the way close to help soften up this line and get ready for the half guard. Now that the line is soft enough, we're going to move on to our half guard, and this is going to help us connect the no guard all the way open to the 1-guard all the way open. Moving on to our 2-guard all the way open, we're going to create our 4th guideline, and we're also going to flick out as much as possible because we are nearing the silhouette area. This guard is going to help us prepare for the 1.5 guard with its lever. Now that we're done with our 2-guard, we can move on to our 1.5 guard and erase the line completely. Sometimes there's still a fade line after using your 1.5 guard, so switching over to your 1-guard all the way open and using its corners will definitely help remove it completely. Moving on to the top, we're going to make sure the hair is nice and saturated so we can get its true length. Using our shears, we're going to go ahead and create our first guideline throughout the middle of the capitus. want to use the comb to feed the hair into your fingers, keeping them as straight as possible and using the cutting blades near the knuckle but not passing it. Now we're connecting the guideline to the sides and we're going to be cutting at an angle, making sure everything's nice and even. Now we're going to use our Babyliss blow dryer to make sure the hair is nice and dry and is resting properly. Again, we're going to use our shears, our thinning shears, to debulk as much as possible near the hairline area and the silhouette area. Moving on to our Gold FX, we're going to start off at the bottom and work our way to the top arch using the corners of the blade. Again, on the other side, we're going to go ahead and use our thinning shears at a vertical angle, making sure we debulk as much as possible and it's blending into the top. Again, we're going to use our GTX blade and start off at the bottom of the arch, working our way to the top. You always want to make sure you use the corners of the blade and not the full blade so you're more accurate and detailed.